It's hard to believe that I have a smile on my face, but it's actually 28 degrees out and it's not that bad other than just a little bit of wind. But we want to direct your attention to the snow that has fallen. It's about 4 inches. And after talking with the Crow Wing County Sheriff, they said, we want people to be cautious because it looks pretty on the top, but underneath there's still some black sheets of ice. Yeah, we're currently here at Camp Ripley on their collective training facility, and they're starting to get suited up. The soldiers are starting to pour in, where they will be going inside here to look for one of 3 different gases: radiology, chemical, and hazards. And what they will be doing is trying to take a team of 4, which usually is done by 12, to go in there and make sure that they have the correct air quality so that they can breathe and get into there to maneuver and get their team out safely and effectively. Yes, Dennis, right now I'm in the town of Randall, and the fire department here has received funding from Sourcewell that has given them new turnout gear. As you can see on me right now, I have one of the old jackets that was just worn out and way past its use. Scott Jensen, once Senator, now Dr. Jensen, is here at Brainerd Airport, where he just arrived just a few short minutes ago to tell the Minnesota people what his agenda exactly is. Looking at this, it seems like it's a video game. But after talking with Breezy Point's mayor and being put through the simulator, she said it's like being put through a real-world situation, and she hopes to see more of these in more police departments. You can't really tell, but as we sit here in the greenery in this wooded area, we're getting a sneak peek as we're here on Camp Ripley, where we're working with the National Guard, into what is happening. They're doing maneuvers where they are going to be deployed to other countries, and they're kind of showing them, hey, this is what happens when you're in a boat. You need to carry it, you need to pump it up, and we will be working in groups of 5 to hopefully complete the missions that need to be done and get people securely, safely to their destination. If you're looking to try fat biking like me, the key is not to overdress, because you will be working out and you will get sweaty. Street Fest has a lot to offer, from rocking out to your favorite music, to enjoying a family fun game. But the main attraction is 14 teams competing for the People's Choice Awards to see who has the best ribs in Brainerd. Now I'll let the chefs tell you what goes into preparing these.
The goal here is to keep more people safe from what we now contemplate as accidents.
Representative Jamie Becker-Finn is directing attention to House File 396 that says, for this purpose, reasonable action requires a firearm to be stored unloaded with a locking device and separately from its ammunition. This has sparked a number of conversations among county sheriffs and concerned Republicans.
Concerned me about the, government basically intruding into people's private residences, and I mean, that's the only way. There's no other way to enforce the law than to be going into people's houses and verifying if their weapons are all locked up.
What this does, it takes away the gun owner's right to know that there's even a process going on until they knock on his door and take the guns, and then he has to prove his innocence to be able to get his gun back, and it's backwards from what our laws and our Constitution says.
Area legislators held a town hall meeting at the Bemidji Eagles Club last weekend to express their opposition to the bill.
It's overreach by the state government. People want to feel safe and secure in their own homes, and this is just stepping over the bounds. And our local folks, you could tell today the passion was there, and they're not happy with this.
And Sheriff Halverson says criminals do not always follow the law.
They're not going to make sure their weapons are all locked up and secured, but if one of them broke into your house and you had to have your weapons secured in a safe, there's not the time to call a timeout and go to your safe and open it up and get your gun out.
If you are in your home and the weapon is under your control, Representative Becker-Finn says this law doesn't apply to you.
This is contemplating primarily when you aren't home or when you aren't in the same room, ways to make sure that that weapon isn't accessible and unsafe.
The Crow Wing County Sheriff says there are already existing laws that help with this issue.
609.666 is negligence storage of a firearm that they could revert back to. So we don't need new laws. We can use the ones that we have existing, and that's one of them that we could use.
Representative Matt Bliss and Senator Steve Green are telling their constituents to oppose House File 396 by contacting elected officials.
Our government is a by the people, for the people, and of the people, and we now need the people to step up and let the governor know, let the attorney general know their thoughts and feelings on these gun laws.
I would say get involved. Just discuss these things, and during the time when these bills are coming up for hearings, come down to St. Paul and voice their opinion.
Representative Jamie Becker-Finn said, "Our criminal statutes is how we communicate to the public on how we determine what kind of behavior is acceptable if we want to move forward and have a safer society for all."
By lifting this up, by having it on the news, by talking about this legislation, that folks will be more aware of what appropriate way of storing your guns is, so that we don't run into a situation where accidents, but they're completely preventable, and it's due to the behavior of adults who aren't being careful.
Hanky Hazelton, Lakeland News.